Diethanolamine, often abbreviated as DEA, is an ingredient found in countless household and personal care products. It plays a crucial functional role in improving texture, stability, and foaming of products like shampoo, lotion, sunscreen, facial cleansers, and industrial degreasers. Though it may seem like a harmless additive, this compound can have deep and troubling effects on human biology. Unlike acute toxins that create immediate and easily identifiable symptoms, DEA operates subtly, influencing internal systems that may go unnoticed until they manifest in more complex and chronic health conditions. Understanding how DEA affects the body requires a careful look at how it interacts with essential nutrients, immune processes, gut ecology, and the neurochemical environment of the brain. DEA has become widespread due to its industrial efficiency. It is found in commercial-grade products used in car washes, floor cleaners, metalworking fluids, and even some herbicides. In the consumer world, it hides in products marketed as safe and gentle. Major brands have used DEA in products like Johnson & Johnson baby shampoo, Herbal Essences shampoos and conditioners, Neutrogena facial cleansers, Nair hair removal creams, Irish Spring body washes, and CVS and Walgreens brand shaving creams. It appears in household cleaners like Pine Sol, Murphy's Oil Soap, and Lysol all-purpose cleaner. Even some sunscreen brands such as Banana Boat and Coppertone have used DEA-related compounds to stabilize emulsions. While some companies have reformulated in response to public pressure, DEA and its cousins, such as Cocamide DEA and Loramide DEA, are still prevalent in store aisles and under bathroom sinks. What makes these exposures concerning is not just the presence of DEA in one product, but the layering of exposure from multiple sources. A person might wash their hair with a DEA-based shampoo, apply a DEA-containing lotion, use a sunscreen with stabilizers from the same chemical family, and then clean their home with a surface spray laced with DEA surfactants. The skin, though protective, is permeable, especially when exposed to warm water or when compromised by abrasions or inflammation. This chemical, absorbed through the skin, travels into the bloodstream where it begins to interact with the body's systems. At the core of its biological impact, DEA has been shown to interfere with the uptake and metabolism of choline. Choline is not a vitamin in the classic sense, but it is vital for many life-sustaining processes. It supports cell membrane integrity, neurotransmitter synthesis, and methylation, which governs everything from genetic expression to detoxification. When DEA impairs choline metabolism, the effects ripple through many of these systems. Without enough choline, the body may struggle to produce phosphatidylcholine, a critical component of all cellular membranes, particularly those in the liver and brain. The liver becomes vulnerable to inflammation, leading to fat accumulation, cellular stress, and an upregulation of inflammatory cytokines. This disruption becomes even more serious during pregnancy. A developing fetus depends on a steady supply of choline to support neural tube development, brain formation, and the building of neurotransmitter systems. A pregnant person who uses DEA-containing body care products daily may unknowingly compromise fetal development at critical stages. Animal studies have shown that DEA exposure during gestation can lead to smaller brain sizes, cognitive impairments, and altered behavior patterns in offspring. Beyond biological effects, DEA exposure raises broader ethical questions about regulatory oversight and social justice. In the United States, personal care product regulation falls under the purview of the Food and Drug Administration, but the rules are astonishingly lax. Cosmetic ingredients do not require pre-market approval unless they are color additives. Companies are not obligated to test products for long-term safety or disclose certain proprietary ingredients, which may include DEA. In contrast, the European Union has banned DEA in cosmetics altogether due to concerns over nitrosamine formation and carcinogenic potential. This discrepancy between regions shows how policy and profit often collide at the expense of public health. The burden of toxic exposure is not distributed evenly. Communities of color and low-income neighborhoods are often disproportionately targeted with marketing for lower-cost personal care products that contain higher levels of harmful ingredients. These same communities may lack access to clean beauty alternatives or be excluded from educational campaigns around toxin avoidance. This contributes to a cycle of health disparities that compounds the effects of environmental injustice, systemic inequality, and institutional neglect. Chronic exposure to synthetic chemicals like DEA contributes to a cumulative toxic load, a silent, invisible accumulation of insults to the body's systems. In our modern world, the average individual is exposed to thousands of chemicals daily, from flame retardants in furniture to phthalates in plastics to pesticides on food. When the liver is constantly working to filter and neutralize these compounds, its capacity becomes strained. Add in the nutrient depletion caused by poor diet, stress, and medications, and the body reaches a breaking point where inflammation, dysbiosis, and psychological distress begin to dominate daily experience. This chemical onslaught also intersects with mental health. The rise in depression, anxiety, and cognitive decline cannot be chalked up to genetic or personal factors alone. The modern environment is mentally corrosive. From artificial lighting and endless noise to fast food and polluted air, everything in our surroundings has changed faster than our biology can adapt. Chemicals like DEA may appear insignificant in isolation, but in reality, they function like slow-drip stressors that, over time, sabotage the brain's delicate balance of neurotransmitters, hormones, and neurotrophic support. Healing from DEA exposure requires not just a removal of the substance, but a rebalancing of the systems it has damaged. This means strengthening detox pathways through nutrients, supporting gut integrity with nourishing foods, rebuilding neurotransmitter pathways, and restoring emotional regulation through calming practices and supportive relationships. It also means reevaluating the cultural assumption that more products and stronger formulas equate to better hygiene or beauty. A truly beautiful body is one that is unburdened, balanced, and biologically resilient. Our relationship to our environment, including the products we use, must become one of reverence, not domination. Just as food can be medicine or poison, so too can our everyday choices around body care and household maintenance either restore our health or rob us of it. To live in harmony with our biology means listening to what causes pain and what promotes peace. The skin is not just a surface to be scrubbed and styled. It is a living organ with its own immune cells, nervous connections, and ecological balance. To coat it with substances that deplete and inflame is to deny its sacredness. The story of DEA is not simply about a single chemical. It is a case study in how industrial shortcuts, poor regulation, and a profit-driven marketplace can erode the health of entire populations. It is also a call to awareness, a prompt to examine everything we touch, absorb, and accept into our daily routines. Every bottle in the shower, every cleaner under the sink, every cream applied to a child's skin carries with it a legacy of chemistry and consequence. The choice to seek out gentler alternatives, to support transparency in labeling, and to demand stronger safety standards is not just about protecting ourselves. It is about shaping the future of collective wellness. In reclaiming our health from the hidden reach of substances like DEA, we take back something far more important than soft hair or a clean countertop. We take back our clarity, our calm, and our capacity to thrive. That is the deeper work. That is the invitation. That is the hope.